Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Diallo back with another dose on the channel, y'all. Back with another reacts. I'm just excited to bring another reacts today. And this is I simulated a T-Rex in modern Africa, chaos followed. Excited to see what this is about. This was requested by Nikita. We are going to be watching some reacts today. This is React Wednesday. I have another one that I am going to be watching. Probably won't get it out today. I might be able to get this out today. Who knows? Who knows what today is to y'all? But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into the video.
Distant sound of something that sounds like it's having a medical emergency. Welcome to 2026. You're 66 million years late, and this is going to be a
66
problem.
million
Why?
years late.
You're about the size of a turkey, maybe 40 pounds if we're being generous, and your brain is screaming at you to find cover because hatchling tyrannosaurs did not survive.
We're gonna watch that after. Open spaces. Yeah, we're gonna watch that after. I like them animal fights. We're gonna watch that after.
There is no cover.
I got
standing
you, bro.
in grass, which should not exist yet, surrounded by more grass, which also shouldn't exist, and the nearest tree is maybe 400 meters away.
The nearest tree is
completely flat terrain. No ferns, no cicads, no dense conifer forests, just golden grass swaying in the wind that smells like absolutely nothing that your nose recognizes. Your eyes are good. They're some of the best eyes of any predator that ever lived. And what they're telling you right now is that you are deeply, catastrophically visible. Anything within a kilometer can see you, and something does. You hear them before you see them. It's a weird whooping sound that's high-pitched and wrong. And when you turn, there are 500 meters out, moving towards you in that trotting.
Okay, so like hyenas, like that shit right there is already scary. I don't mess with a lot of animals, but hyenas are one of them I don't mess with. Tigers, lions are cool. I feel like lions aren't as mean as everybody says they are, but we will see in those animal fights that we will watch in a little bit. But I mean, I think it's crazy how if a T-Rex, because I think this is what he's getting to, if a T-Rex existed like that back in the day, oh my gosh, the moment that he sees you, he's on your ass. He's on your ass. He's running full force at you. Coming at you full force. It's a reference if y'all don't know, but it's crazy. I don't know. I just find that crazy because being in Africa and you just look over, you see a hyena already with blood on his face eating something. Oh yeah, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're cooked. Those are the type of animals that don't give a fuck who you are. They gonna
casual,
eat you.
But covers ground fast. Each one weighs.
Y'all heard the scientists saying that chickens are modern. Yeah, they are. I heard about that. Ain't that crazy though?
Using vocalizations that
it's just wild.
Excited. You are meat.
I find that wild though. I've seen a lot of memes like that. They say that chickens are dinosaurs and they remember who they were.
400 meters away.
But I don't know. I don't see how they were dinosaurs. I don't.
The math says you don't make it. So you run. You hit maybe 25 kilometers per hour, which is fast for a baby dinosaur, but these hyenas can do 60. And you're learning in real time that the Serengeti is not designed for ambush predators who rely on forced cover and surprise.
Crazy.
You're just a 40-pound target sprinting across a flat plain while 5 pack hunters close the distance.
Or running behind you.
Gets louder. One of them is maybe 30 meters behind you now, and then you see the hole. It's a warthog burrow, just a dark opening in the soil near a termite mound.
Yeah, literally, they got the same feet, but a chicken?
You scramble in head first.
I don't believe it either.
Dirt, and you wedge yourself
I don't believe that shit either. I need to see more proof on that shit too.
Hyenas arrive within seconds, pacing outside, and one of them sticks its head into the entrance, sniffing. You can see its teeth. It can definitely see you, but the tunnel is narrow and you're jammed in deep. And after maybe 5 minutes of digging at the entrance, they give up.
Man, look at that. His teeth was crazy. But like, they'll give up after 5 minutes of digging in the entrance and they just don't see you. See, look, that's a survival tactic. But are you going to make it there? No, you're not. Because by then, 60 miles an hour, they're already on your ass, eating you, ready to devour you and eat you whole. There's no way you're making that out of there. I'm not. I'm out. I'm not even making it halfway across the field before he catches me. I'm fast, but I ain't that fucking fast.
You were not worth the effort. You were not dead. That counts for something.
I ain't that fucking fast.
You spent your first night alive in a hole that smells intensely like
as a warthog, something I would never mess with. Yeah, no, warthog never.
In the dark that you figure out the first rule of modern Africa.
Never.
Nothing here is designed to help you. The ecosystem does not have a niche for you. There is no ecological role you fit into. You are 66 million years.
Bro, I would never be there.
The world has moved on. Morning comes.
So what I was about to say before you said that, I've been to Africa twice. when I was younger. I've been to Africa. I was supposed to move to Africa when I was about 4 years old. I was supposed to move to Africa. I moved down there. We didn't stay long. We stayed about like probably like a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month. But it was my grandma. She wanted to see the other grandkids and all of our other families, so we moved back. That was a crazy thing. The second time I went is whenever I went for the rites of passage. I was 11 years old, and that was fun. Well, it wasn't fun. I lied actually. The only reason why I'm saying that it wasn't fun is because I walked across a bridge. Y'all, these bridges, now look, when I tell you this, these bridges was connected by trees. Just trees was holding them. So like there was nothing underneath, no nets, no nothing. The trees was just holding the bridges. So they were rocking back and forth because of the wind and shit. I'm afraid of heights. I shook the whole time as I was walking, but I had to walk past them because that was the only way you get to the other side and off. And if you walk back down, I guess you're like a bitch or something or whatever. So that shit, my legs was shaking the whole time I was walking on the bridge, and I was holding. I think I was walking with my granddad. I held his arm hard as fuck, hard as fuck. I was not like I was like, if I fall, oh my god, if I fall, it's over.
Which makes sense because you haven't eaten since you absorbed the last of your egg yolk maybe 18 hours ago, and you need to figure out food immediately. You emerge from the burrow carefully.
Oh no, God bless you, bro. Real shit, bro. That was some scary shit. I think about that shit a lot to this day. Still to this day, I think about that shit, bro. That was next level scary.
There are no dinosaurs.
They were connected by just trees.
What there is, and you spot it near some rocks about 50 meters away, is something that looks vaguely rodent-shaped. It's a ground squirrel, maybe 2 kilograms, and sitting up on its haunches eating seeds. Perfect. You crouch low in the grass, move slowly, using your forward-facing eyes to gauge distance. You get within 15 meters, 10 meters. You're doing great. Then you charge, and you miss completely. The squirrel doesn't even speed up. It just hops to the left while you sail past, and it goes back to eating seeds while you stand there breathing hard and realize you have no idea how to hunt in open terrain. In Hell Creek, you would have hid behind a tree trunk and wait for prey to come within 3 meters and then explode out and grab it. But that strategy does not translate to modern Africa. You try again on a different squirrel 2 hours later. You miss again. This is humbling. You're a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You're supposed to be the most fearsome predator of all time, and 2 squirrels have just beaten you. It takes you until mid-afternoon to figure it out. And what becomes clear is that the only prey you can catch right now are the ones that don't see you coming until it's too late. You find a water hole, a small muddy depression, maybe 30 meters across, and you watch from 100 meters out. Animals come to drink. Zebras, wildebeest, something that looks like a deer but definitely isn't a deer. And then you see it, a Thompson's gazelle fawn that's maybe 12 kilograms,
you can get that.
Separated from its mother by about 20 meters while she drinks. So you circle wide, staying low, getting downwind. You're 30 meters away, then 20. The fawn hasn't noticed you.
Yeah, you got him.
The water.
You got him.
10 meters. And then you
But look at the T.Rex though. If they did look like that whenever they were younger, then they are related to chickens. That looks like a chicken right there.
The fawn drops instantly. You've just killed something.
That's a chicken.
Your brain floods with signals that say eat. So you do. The meat tastes wrong. Not bad, but just different than what you were expecting. Mammal fat coats your tongue in a way hadrosaur meat probably would never. And there's a slight musk to it. But hunger is a very good motivator for getting over being a picky eater. You eat maybe 5 kilograms, which is about 12% of your body weight, and then you hear the vultures landing. There are 3 of them. They're these massive birds, and they arrived within 30 seconds. You've been here not 18 hours, and you're already like,
there's a lot of beasts.
Every kill gets an audience. The sun is directly overhead now, and it's hot. It's maybe 38 degrees Celsius, and you realize very quickly that you do not have sweat glands, which feels like it should be a design flaw, but you've got to deal with it.
It's a design flaw.
Your mouth open. It's undignified, but it's better than overheating. You drag what's left of the fawn towards a lone acacia tree, maybe 50 meters away, settling in the shade underneath it. There's a bird there already. Some kind of large ground hornbill, and it just stares at you. You stare back. Apparently, you're not that scary. You stare back. This bird doesn't give a shit about you. It just stares you right in the eyes. After
just looking at you menacingly.
Is about the heat. It pins you down. You can't move. You can't hunt. You can't do anything except lie in shade and breathe. This is new. In Hell Creek, it was humid, but there was
Okay.
water.
So like when I don't okay, so when I'm piecing together, the dinosaur, he's not even like when he's fully grown though. Imagine everybody there is gonna be like scared, like I said, tired, terrified of him, horrified to see him. That's a big ass beast that's gonna be hard to take down. The only one that would have a chance with the T.Rex would be an elephant. An elephant for sure would be able to like probably run the ones with a T.Rex. It's not gonna win because that jaw on the T.Rex is vicious. The way that it's gonna bite down and close, oh my god. It's gonna pierce the elephant's skin immediately. The tusk on the elephant though is a powerful weapon for the T-Rex. Well, for the elephant. So it might do some damage to the T-Rex. It's gonna be a good fight. That's the only beast that would be able to take care of him. The only one.
Everywhere in tree cover. Here, the sun is literally a weapon. You're going to have to hunt at dawn and dusk, or you're going to cook. Around 4 p.m., you hear something that makes you lift your head. They're these low sounds. They're almost subsonic. And then you see them about 100 meters away. 6 lions, 4 females, 2 males.
In the
They're staring
ocean,
at you.
only
You
15%
stand up.
discovered.
40
Imagine
pounds,
everything that
you're
hasn't
very
been seen,
aware
bro.
that
Real
you are
shit.
not intimidating.
Off
The
topic,
lions
but-
seem confused. One of them takes a few steps forward. They're testing. You hiss, which is all you've got. The lions stop. They look at each other, and then the big
Amazon
makes a decision,
rainforest
they all
is
turn and
60%
walk
under
away. You've
discovered.
been assessed
Oh yeah, there's
and
some
found
shit
to
in
be
there that we
too
don't know
weird to
about.
be worth the
In the
trouble.
Amazon
You're not
forest?
scary.
Oh yeah.
You're not
Too
prey.
much
You're
humidity,
just
I
confusing.
guess.
They've never seen you before.
But why
this
can't
is
we get
something
there?
you
I
can
mean,
work
it's a
with until you
forest.
reach your full
How
size.
deep is the Amazon
For the
forest? We have
next
to
few
watch
months,
a
you
video
grow
on
at a
that.
rate that would be
Oh, yeah, that
medically
got me.
concerning if you were a mammal.
I knew about the
Dinosaurs
ocean,
mature
though.
fast because
15%
they had to
undiscovered
in a
is
world full of
crazy.
things trying to eat them. By month 3, you're about 150 pounds.
There's places
roughly
that
the
nobody has
size of a
been,
small adult
and they
human.
don't recommend
And your
going.
appetite
Damn.
is obscene. You need 15 to 20 pounds
That's
of food
wild.
per week. And the
Man, I
math is
never
simple.
knew about
You are
that.
always
That's wild.
hunting, or you're always
wow.
hungry.
We're
You
gonna have to
get
watch a
better at the
video on
waterhole
that.
ambush strategy.
We
You
have to
take
watch
down
a video
young
on that.
warthog, which is ugly, but
I
it's
didn't know that the
effective.
Amazon
And something clicks
rainforest
to you
was
about
like
which
that.
animals run fast and which
Oh,
ones just think that they can
15%
run
discovered
fast.
in the
Zebra run
ocean?
fast.
Only
Warthog
15%
do not run
discovered in
fast.
the ocean.
Warthog kind of fat.
Warthog kinda
easy
fat.
prey. Yum yum bacon. And you recognize the vulture
85%
flight patterns,
undiscovered,
because where there
yeah.
are vultures, there's either a fresh kill or something dying, and both are useful to you. And then on day 97, about leopards. It's night. You're sleeping in the tall grass near a waterhole full from an impala kill when something lands on your back and its claws sink into your shoulders and you buck hard spinning. You catch a glimpse of spotted fur and green eyes before it jumps off. It's a
Yeah,
leopard at maybe
nah.
80 kilograms. Nearly your
Leopards
size.
are
It came out of a
leopards.
tree. You didn't
Most
even know
oceans
it
are
was
way
there.
too deep for
So you
any
spin
machine or
and lunge
human
with your
because of
jaws,
yeah.
snapping, but you
That's
miss.
why that
It
submarine
breaks through the
exploded, and
flank
people who
with
went
its
in that
claws,
submarine is
3 deep
crazy.
cuts, and then
Literally
it's
will crush you
gone.
like a piece of
Darkness.
paper.
The
I
whole thing
know.
took maybe 5
And that
seconds.
people
You're
went in that
bleeding.
submarine were
3
crazy.
deep cuts are across your left flank. They're maybe 4 inches each, and they
That
burn
shit
in
was
a way
gonna
that tells you the
explode
claws
immediately.
were not clean. Over the next few
Immediately.
days, the wounds
And they
crust
brought a
over and
kid
start
on
to
there.
scar, pulling tight when you
Nasty.
move, and you develop a habit of favoring your right side when you walk. The scars
Yeah,
will stay with
nasty.
you. They're going to be permanent lessons about checking trees before you sleep. But you heal. The pain fades to a dull ache, and by day 6 of resting, you're hunting again, slower and more carefully. You've been given a warning. Everything
What?
here can kill
Can
you.
kill
Some of
you,
it kills
yeah.
you from places that you can't see coming. The dry season arrives in month 5, and the water holes start shrinking. Herds migrate west towards permanent water.
Exactly.
You follow because you have no choice.
Yeah.
You cover 30 kilometers in 3 days, walking most of it. It's exhausting, but doable at your current size. You're now roughly 300 pounds, maybe 6 months old.
300
You're still growing at a
pounds.
rate that seems
6 months
biologically
old.
unreasonable.
I
You're
don't
no
know how
longer
scientists
prey,
can make
but
a
you're
rocket
not
ship
quite
to withstand
predator
space,
yet
but not
either.
something
You're in
for the
between.
forest
You
and the
realize
ocean.
where water is, which animals run, which ones fight, how to avoid the midday heat, but
Off topic, but that's why I say it's so weird that they want to just discover what's out in space, but not on our own planet. I find that shit insane. We should be figuring out what's on our planet. We live here. We don't give a fuck what's in space. Are y'all trying to move us off the planet because something down there doesn't want us here? That's why I can't get behind that whole space ocean thing. The space is scarier than the ocean. It's not. It's not. because we already have spaceships that can go up there. It may be limitless and endless and like empty and just black, but bruh, the ocean is black. The ocean is, bruh, the ocean's deep and you can explode. You don't know what's down there. You don't know what's down there on our own planet. It's crazy,
Everything
man.
still feels slightly wrong. The air, the food, the landscape, but this is your life now. And what you don't know is that it's going to get much, much harder from here. You hit 1,000 kilograms at around 2 years old. And things start to shift in your favor.
Who the fuck would think that $15 controller would be good for controlling the entire submarine?
Your bite force is now
Millionaires for you.
somewhere
Are
around
you
8,000
literally
pounds.
are they
Your jaws
stupid?
can crush bone without thinking
Maybe
about
they
it.
know,
And
but
when
I'm
you
just gonna
walk
hide
past
it
a
to
group of
protect us,
lions,
bro.
they
I
don't
don't
just
know,
avoid you.
bro.
They
I don't know.
actively
That's what I'm
area.
thinking, that they're
Things
just
are
hiding it to
shifting.
protect
The problem
us.
is that your brain still
Which is
thinks
far
in
scarier than
fictitious
anything in
terms.
space.
So when
Literally.
you see a herd of
Literally.
elephants drinking at a water hole, your
Anglerfish
first
is
thought is
scary.
large
Look at it.
herbivore
Imagine
equals
anything
food.
deeper.
You approach them with the confidence of an animal that hasn't been seriously challenged in
Bro, that's
6
what I'm
months.
saying, bro.
The matriarch spots you at about
You don't know
70
what's
feet
down
in
there
depth.
that's
She
lurking or
turns to
waiting
face
for you. You
You
don't
keep walking
know.
as you weigh
I
1,000
can't
kilograms.
wrap my
You
head
spent the
around
last year
that.
learning
Cannot
that
wrap my head
everything
around
runs
that.
from you, but she doesn't.
Cause like,
She mock
man,
charges,
pressure
because
itself
when an
is
elephant does a
wild.
short, aggressive rush,
Pressure
it
itself
tests
is
if you're
wild.
a real threat. And you hold your ground because you genuinely don't understand what's happening.
The ocean
So
is
she
more
commits
terrifying
into
than
a
space.
full charge.
I agree,
There is
100%.
4,000
100%.
kilograms of protective
100%.
rage moving at 25 kilometers per hour directly towards your face.
100%.
And this
That's
is
wild.
the important moment
Just
that
running
you
at
figure
you.
out that elephants are not hadrosaurs.
No.
They don't scatter when a predator shows up. They coordinate and they fight back. You then bolt. Survival instinct overrides
the only
your
one
pride.
that you're not
She
going to be
stops
able to
after
fight
20
is an
meters,
elephant.
trumpets once, and
You're
walks
60
back
or
to her
380
herd. Well,
pounds.
that was a lesson you had to learn the hard way. What you
Yeah.
take from this is that elephants have tusks pointed forward.
Exactly, and that's what I said. Them tusks,
absolutely call
man,
your bluff if you come at them
they
wrong.
will.
You're going to need a
If
new
you ain't got
strategy,
that, if you ain't
and
about that
strategy is
shit,
going to be
oh, they gonna be
target
on you if you ain't about that shit.
isolated, or don't mess with the elephants. Are you gonna learn? Well, we'll see. 2 weeks later, you're tracking a young Cape buffalo. It's maybe 500 kilograms. That's wandered about 200 meters
buffalo
from its
you
herd
got.
near a riverbank.
You got
It's
a
early
buffalo.
morning,
You don't
the
got
light
no
is still
elephant.
gray, and you've been following it downwind for the last
take a
30
buffalo.
minutes. The buffalo stops to drink. Its heads down, and you close from 40 meters out, accelerating to maybe 30 kilometers.
Bro, literally
You hit
Reaper
your stride,
Leviathans
your
and
jaws
shit.
lock onto its
There
spine,
has
just
to be
behind the
something
shoulder.
down there
Your bite
that
force
we
severs
can't
the spinal cord
understand.
in
That's
one
why they won't tell us,
motion.
because it's
The
just
whole
gonna
thing takes
erupt the
10
whole
seconds.
world.
You've just killed
People are gonna
something
lose
that
their
was half of
minds
what you
if
do.
they're told
You didn't
about
even have
this.
time to call
I do
for help.
believe that.
Within
I think
5
that's what it
minutes, there are
is.
15 hyenas circling at
It's too
50
much for them.
meters. Within 10
So I
minutes,
just
there
looked
are
up something.
40
What?
vultures overhead. In Africa, as you know, nothing stays private. So you feed, ripping through hide and muscle and swallowing chunks whole the way your jaw is designed to. You put away maybe 80 kilograms before you're full. One hyena tries to dart in for scraps while you're eating, and you lunge at it. You don't even bite, but just the movement is enough. It retreats. Nobody else tries. When you're done, you move 200 meters to a baobab tree.
A
for shade.
snailfish?
You collapse because digesting 80
The deepest
kilograms
down
of
is a
meat
snail.
takes
It's a
energy.
snail.
The hyenas immediately swarm
A
the carcass
snailfish?
after you left. You watch them fight over what's left, but you don't care. You're full. The hierarchy of the savannah is simple now.
8,336
You eat
meters
first,
down.
everyone
Hold on, YouTube. See, this is why y'all gotta come over to Twitch. Hold on one second.
else waits. But dominance has a cost nobody mentions, which is that every animal in
Be
a
back,
200
YouTube.
square kilometer radius now knows what you are and where you hunt. Prey
Yeah.
species start avoiding water holes when they smell your scent, even if you're not there. They'd rather risk dehydration than risk you.
Than dealing
Herds
with
post
you, 'cause you're
sentries
that
watch
big.
for your shape on the horizon. Elephants coordinate. When one herd spots you, they make low frequency rumbles that other herds can hear from kilometers away. And suddenly
What?
every elephant within range knows where you are. You're not just the apex
I gotta
predator.
pause again.
You're the apex problem, and the ecosystem
I gotta pause again. You're telling me that the elephant is making vibrations on the earth. Like it's making it so other people aren't aware, but another elephant is aware, and another elephant can be like, oh, there's something around, so we have to be quiet. Elephants are majestic beasts, animals. Like, we don't know a lot about animals. We really don't. We really don't. And that's a wild
is
fact.
adapting around you.
It's wild.
Whoa.
And of
What's
course
that?
an
I
ad.
just built a budgeting app in base 44.
And of course my controller
Panda just
fell.
built an app.
3 days later, you smell blood from 2 kilometers away, which is normal because your nose is genuinely absurd in how good it is. And when you track it down, you find a lion pride feeding on a zebra. It's 6 adult lions just starting their meal. You walk directly towards them, they see you coming, and they scatter. There's no hesitation, no posturing, they're just gone, and you take the zebra. And this is when you realize you've just discovered the easiest possible way to eat. Let other animals do the hunting,
Batman meme
and then
always
just walk
kills
up
me.
and take what they killed. You are one of the most terrifying things they have ever seen. Why not use your ugly, horrifying, terrible looks to your advantage? Lions are skilled hunters. Hyenas
Like,
are
no
efficient
thanks.
killers.
That's
And
scary.
you can just walk up and claim their work.
And yeah,
You prefer to
walk
think of it
up
as a
and
tax
just eat their
system,
shit.
But the lions do not appreciate this arrangement. But the lions also cannot do anything about it. Just like modern taxes, the big guy in power always eats first.
76
You try to hunt a
football
giraffe a week
fields
later,
deep.
and it goes badly. The setup is perfect. You're 30 meters away in tall grass.
Laid
You're
end
totally
to
downwind.
end. That's
When you charge,
wow.
the giraffe sees you at
Bang
20
to
meters
bang,
and
a
runs.
football
So you
field
chase.
deep, 76
The giraffe
of them.
then hits 50 kilometers per hour. You max out at maybe 35 for a short burst.
So
After 100 meters, you give up because you're winded,
Shit's
and that
scary.
oxygen
Scary
thing is
fact,
still
man.
a factor that doesn't really help you out here. And the giraffe
Scary
is already
fact.
300 meters away. So that's a limit that you didn't know you had. Speed. In Hell Creek, you ambush from 10 meters in dense forest.
Yeah, because
Here,
you're
prey
big
can
as
spot you
shit.
from 500 meters and just leave. So you need to adjust your
You're big as
expectations.
shit.
But then a white rhino bull at a waterhole gives you a different kind of problem, which is that it weighs 2,500
rhino, yeah.
kilograms with a forward-facing horn, and when it
Uh-huh.
smells you, it
It'll-
charges
it'll
reflexively
just
because
bucking.
rhinos have terrible eyesight and honestly worse judgment. You sidestep
Yeah.
it because you're more agile than it expects, and as it passes, you bite
Sidestep
down hard
it.
on its hindquarters.
And you
Yes,
can't break
bite
it.
its butt. The bite crushes the bone, severs muscle, and cuts through the femoral artery. The rhino
Wow.
goes down in 30 seconds from blood loss and shock. But here's what's
Wow.
happened during those 30 seconds.
You probably
the
got
rhino
stabbed.
spun while
Exactly.
falling. Its horn grazed your left thigh.
Exactly.
Opening a shallow cut, maybe 6 inches long. It's not deep.
Because it's
barely
and yeah, the
bleeding,
rhino's
and you
horn
don't
is
even
sharp.
think about it at first.
No.
Then the flies arrive. Within an hour, there are dozens swarming the wound, and they stay. For the next week, every time you try to ambush prey, the cloud of flies gives you away before you get within 50 meters. Animals can see the swarm from hundreds of meters out.
Flies.
You bolt before you're in range, and your success rate drops to almost nothing. You try covering the wound with mud, which works for maybe an hour before the flies find it again. You try hunting at night when the flies are less active, but nocturnal prey is skittish and you're still learning how to navigate in low light. By day 6,
What?
you're starving, having burned through your fat reserves chasing animals you can't catch because they smell the wound or see the flies, or both. On day 7, you get lucky. You find a water buffalo stuck in mud near a drying water hole, exhausted from trying to pull itself free. It can't run. You can barely walk, and both of you are in bad shape, but you're the one with the teeth. So you
Yeah,
win. The meal buys you
win.
another week while the wound finally closes and the flies lose interest. And that's when something clicks. Survival here isn't just about being strong. It's about not having weaknesses that environment can
Yeah,
exploit. And
exactly.
everything here is looking for exploits.
Exploitable,
The problem
yeah.
is that you're weak,
Your
you're
wounds.
slow, and hunting in this condition is almost
Your
impossible. But
wounds.
starvation is not optional. So you wait.
This video is
For 2 days,
interesting.
you stay near a waterhole, watching animals come
I
and
like
go,
this.
looking for anything vulnerable. And then you see it. A giraffe, maybe 900 kilograms, limping badly on its front left leg. Probably got kicked by another giraffe or stepped wrong. But it's struggling and it's alone. And when it lowers
Damn.
its head to drink, spreading its front leg
can't even
wide
get
in
it.
that awkward
You
giraffe
got it.
crouch, you move. You're 40 meters away
You
when
got
you
him.
start. And you're slow, maybe 15 kilometers per hour at most.
still
right
got
now.
him,
But
though.
The giraffe is hurt and it can't accelerate fast.
Yeah, it's
So
still-
close
you
the
still
distance
got him.
with your jaws clamping onto its neck from the side.
And then you
your
rip
weight
it.
Plus the bite force brings it down. The giraffe tries to kick, but the angle is wrong, and your jaws are already crushing through vertebrae. It's over in 30 seconds. You've secured maybe 400 kilograms of meat from an animal that couldn't run. It wasn't proud. It wasn't strategic. It was just a desperate move, and you got lucky.
Yeah,
feed
you got
heavily over
lucky.
the next week, and then rest Within 10 days, you've regained most of the lost weight. You've survived another close call, and you're starting to notice a pattern where the threats that nearly kill you aren't the ones that you can bite back at. They're the ones you can't even see coming. 18 months pass. You hunt, you steal kills, you figure out the seasonal patterns of prey migration. You survive a dry season by staying near permanent water where buffalo and elephants congregate. You survive a wet season by following wildebeest herds north. You grow. By the time that you're 4 years old, you weigh 7,500 kilograms.
7,500 kilograms, 8.3
tons. 4 meters tall at
tons.
the hip, and you
After
are the
4
largest predator in
years.
Africa by a factor of 50. Lions avoid you. Hyenas wait for you.
Don't
Elephants now alter their routes when they know you're
They
in
go
an area.
different
You've
ways.
changed the behavior of thousands of animals.
Yeah,
simply
you made
by
people
just
act
existing.
different.
Nothing hunts you. You hunt everything. You've reached the top. But there are no
You're the
others.
peak, you're the
There are
apex
no other
predator.
tyrannosaurs, no pack, no mate. You are the only one of your kind in 66 million years to walk under this sun. And something about that
What?
is exhausting in a way that has nothing to do with food or territory. You've won a game nobody else is playing, and now you get to just keep playing it alone.
You just
and
play
what you
it.
don't realize.
Yo, oh my gosh. So like it's just wild because like I'm so stuck because like if a dinosaur was here, like he just said, he shifted the whole ecosystem of how those animals operated. They're all different now. The elephants don't even travel their same migration routes. Hyenas wait till you pass by. Lions and what else did he say? I think he just said lions don't even look your way. It's insane. But you're the only one there, so you don't have no mate. What else can you do but just eat and play the game? But to what end? You're going to be the only one there. You can't tell anybody like this. You can't keep a generation going because it would literally change how all animals act if there was more than one dinosaur. Like if there was like a herd of them, oh my gosh, that would be crazy.
Is that being alone is about to be your downfall. Months of absolute dominance, and the ecosystem starts adjusting to you, which is not great news because adaptation is a two-way street and you're the only one on your side. Elephant herds have now started traveling at night more often, which cuts into your hunting window because even with good vision, you still need some light to hunt effectively.
Yeah, to see.
Lions shift their patterns too, taking kills in areas that you don't go to. And when you do show up, they've already eaten most of the good parts. Buffalo herds post their sentries, and they rotate their watches for threats while the others graze. And they flee at distances that make chasing them pointless. What worked 6 months ago, the waterhole ambush strategy, now fails 70% of the time because animals approach water more carefully. They send scouts first, they've adapted, and you're forced to travel farther for each kill, which means burning more energy, which means needing more food, and the math is getting tighter.
Needing more
then
supplements.
There's the tick problem. You've accumulated maybe 60 ticks on your body,
Oh
clustering
my.
around your ears and the soft areas under your arms and near your cloaca, and they itch constantly. Ticks bite reptiles just fine, turns out, and you can't reach most of them to scratch. But an oxpecker bird lands on your back one morning while you're resting. It's testing if you're safe, and it starts eating the ticks. You freeze. What is going on? Everything should be scared of you. But within a week, you have 5 oxpecker birds that follow you and clean you regularly. Turns out that you've entered a symbiotic relationship with birds from 2026. So maybe you're not alone after all. But 4 male lions who've been recently kicked from their pride and are starving start trailing you in early dry season. They're desperate and they've figured something out, which is that you make kills they can't. And if they wait until you're done feeding and walk away to rest, they can rush in and grab what's left before you notice. Over a month, they steal from you 3 times. You're being robbed by animals that weigh 1/50th of what you do. It's not a threat, but it is annoying. Then the wildebeest migration starts, which is 1.5 million animals moving north. And at first, this looks like the best hunting you've ever seen. It's easy prey everywhere, stragglers are falling behind, and juveniles are wandering from their mothers. But there's a problem. You're not the only predator who noticed. Every lion pride in the region converges on the migration. Hyena clans double in size.
They're following
cheetahs
you
appear from nowhere. And you're so big and so visible that when you approach a kill site, Every other predator scatters,
Sees
but the prey
that.
also sees you coming from a kilometer away. In the chaos of the migration, you'd think you could sneak up, but there's no cover, and your size makes stealth impossible. You catch prey, but not at the rate that you expected. It's maybe one kill every 4 days instead of every 2. You gain some weight, maybe 300 kilograms, but it's not the feast that you needed. And then, after 6 weeks, herds leave your territory, moving into woodlands that you don't follow them into. Dense forest means that you can't see threats coming.
You ain't being
Your size
sufficed
is a
off of that.
liability in tight spaces. Suddenly, prey density drops by 80%, and you're back to hunting resident species and the occasional giraffe, and your success rate falls to 30%. You're burning more calories hunting than you are gaining from kills. And
Crazy.
this is when you make the tactical error. You're desperate, you're starving, and you try to take a juvenile elephant from a herd in broad daylight. And the matriarch sees you coming from
Just tried to
out.
take him.
She doesn't bluff this time. She's done with
She's
your shit.
running
She
you.
hits you at full
She's
speed
running
when you're
you.
focused on the calf. That's 5,000 kilograms moving at 25 kilometers per hour. And she catches your left leg, and you hear the crack. It's not a full break, but it's a fracture in your left femur, and you lash out and bite her shoulder, ripping muscle.
Damn.
She backs off trumpeting, but the damage is done. Your left
your
now
leg is
supports
cooked.
20% less weight.
Your
than
leg
every
is
step
cooked.
does. Your top speed drops from 35 kilometers per hour to maybe 20. You can't chase anymore. You can barely
you're
ambush.
done.
For most predators, this is
It's
a
a
death
death.
sentence.
Yeah,
You
they're
don't know
dead.
if
You're
gonna pull through. You
dead.
try to adapt. Late one night, you wade into river shallows where a pod of hippos is resting, thinking maybe you can grab a calf from the edges and retreat before the adults react. But you're wrong. 3 adult hippos converge on you within seconds. 2 from the front and
Got
1
him.
from behind. One clamps onto your tail, another goes for your already injured left leg, and the third charges directly at your chest. You release whatever you were trying to grab and thrash backward, snapping at the hippo on your tail. Your jaws connect and it lets go, but the one on your leg has torn muscle and left deep puncture wounds that bleed
That's
heavily.
crazy.
You retreat to shore, stumbling. The hippos don't pursue past the waterline. They've made their point. Now you have a wounded tail, a worse injury to your already broken leg, and multiple bite wounds. Nothing is infected, nothing is fatal, but you are accumulating damage faster than you can heal it. You're falling apart in pieces. A week later, you find a dead zebra. It's probably disease, and it's been sitting for 2 days, so the meat is starting to turn, but you chase off the hyenas and eat everything that's left. It's maybe 30 kilograms, including the maggots. There is no pride in this. Over the next month, you try to stabilize, but the math doesn't work anymore. You need maybe 100 kilograms of meat per week to maintain your weight, but you're only catching prey once every 2 weeks, and when you do, it's small. It's warthogs again from when you were a child, or juvenile antelope that give you 20 to 30 kilograms at most. You're losing weight at 40 kilograms per week. At 4,500 kilograms, you can afford to lose maybe 1,000.
You're losing a lot of
vital
weight.
System starts shutting down, so that gives you 6 months, and you've made it 4 so far. The wildebeest migration returns in month 3, and you follow them north because you have to, limping along behind herds that can travel 40 kilometers per day while you can barely manage 15. You fall behind, the herds get farther ahead, and you keep walking anyway because stopping means dying faster. On day 112, after the leg injury, you're near a river crossing where wildebeests are funneling through a narrow channel. There are hundreds of them churning up the water, and you see your chance. A juvenile wildebeest at the back of the herd. It's maybe 150 kilograms. It's struggling in the current, so you wade in. The water is deeper than you expected. It's past your chest, and the current is strong. You lunge for the wildebeest, and your jaws close on its hindquarters. But your broken leg can't find purchase in the mud below, and the current pulls. You try to compensate with your right leg, but it's not enough, and the wildebeest's thrashing pulls you off your balance. You go under. You've crossed rivers before. You can swim, but you're weak, and the leg won't
weak. You
kick
can't
right.
even
When you
do
try
it.
to surface, your head breaks water for only a second before the current pulls you back down. You thrash. Your lungs are burning, the wildebeest is gone, and you're just trying to reach air. But the current is pushing you downstream.
Oh my
and
God, he's dead. He's dead.
Maybe 50 meters downstream, and you see the bank. It's 10 meters away. You try to swim towards it, but you're so tired, and the current is faster here where the river narrows. And your left leg is useless weight, and your right leg isn't enough. And you go under again, but this time, You don't.
You ain't come back
the
up.
ecosystem was patient with you for 4
Oh
years.
my
Let you
gosh,
try,
for
let you
4
hunt
years.
And scavenge and steal and adapt and survive in a lost world that was never
For
built
4
for you. But patient
years,
is not the
and it's
same
not
as welcoming.
built.
The Serengeti has a niche for
That's
lions
crazy.
and hyenas and elephants and crocodiles.
But in those 4
it
years,
had
he
no
changed
niche
how
for
they
a
move and how they
Cretaceous apex
operate.
predator running on thin air in a body too heavy for legs that never were able to heal right. Your body washes up 3 kilometers downstream 2 days later. Crocodiles eat most of it within a week. Hyenas crack the bones, vultures strip what's left, and within a month, there's nothing
You're
but
just a
fragments buried
carcass.
in silt. The ecosystem moves on because it was always going to move on. You were 66 million years late, and every single day you survived, the world was making an exception it didn't have to make. And on day 112 of those 6 months that you needed to last, it stopped making exceptions. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to give it a like.
No way, that was a
Like
fire
in a modern
fucking
environment.
video, y'all. Yo, thanks so much for coming by, y'all, and enjoying this react. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, and comment, y'all. Everybody stay safe out there and be easy, y'all. Peace.